I want to start focusing on some stuff that Lisa has done. And before we begin, though, I want to remind y'all of something. You know, the mission statement for the Layman Seminary is teaching Christians how to study and share their Bible with others. So everything we're doing is going to be focusing on how we can study better and how we can share better. Okay. Now, this is Lisa's work. Now, Lisa, I have a question for you. And usually the way I typically do this is if a person, now all homework is optional, okay? No one is required to do that. Everyone has busy lives and, you know, you shouldn't feel any stress or any pressure or whatever. But if you want to do it, that's fine. But usually there's a reward about if you do homework, okay? And if you do homework, that gives us more to work with. And it also makes you the focus. It's like we're in school and you're doing show and tell. Okay. So we're looking at your stuff right now and we're learning from your stuff. Okay.
Is all of this from Lisa's?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing I want to ask Lisa is what kind, when you made this document, what did you make it in? Do you have Word or what program did you use?
I use words, and actually it's full storage, so I need to remove some of my files. Yeah, because I don't know how to work with computers, so I just remove all the old files that I had, so that this one can fit in.
Wow. So you're sacrificing. Okay. So let me show you something. Do you know how to click on your header in Word? You know where your header is?
I'm using my phone in my...
Yeah, it's very hard to see. I will show you this. Usually, I think you might be able to do it with your finger. You click up here, you double click, maybe double tap, and now you're in your header. Okay. And so you wrote the name of the book and the title, and you got your name right here. Actually, this is better. This is not required. You don't have to do this, but if you want to do it, I mean, you can do it. You want to switch it to the left font, okay? I mean, the left margin. That way it puts your name right there, okay? And then if you want to put the name of the class, you can put it Inductive Bible Study 1 or something. And you can put Professor or Prof. Charles Jennings. And then you can put Layman Seminary if you want. If you just, you know, you can do that if you want. Now, there's ways to make it only appear on one page, but if you put it there, it's going to show up on every page. So later on, I'll teach you how to do a cover sheet if you want, like to write a paper or something. But for right now, it's fine just to, because we only have one class. We only have one professor for right now. So all we got to do is put your name, okay? And then for your title, you want to go back up here to home and center your title, and let's make it bold.
Oh.
Okay. So those are some things
I'm using
you can do
space.
if you want. Yeah, those are just some things you can do if you want. That is totally optional. That's about your style. Now, you done something in this document that I didn't understand at first, and that's fine, because whenever you do your studies observation, it's mainly for you, what you get out of it. Now, of course, if you're sharing it with somebody else, you will have to change it to make it more clear to others. But whenever I saw the A, the B, the C, the D, what I thought in my mind was that this was an outline. So I tried making an outline. But can you explain to Janet what these letters are?
I just to make it's a proper noun or a common noun. I'm just Yeah, because usually a proper noun should be a capital letters.
Okay.
Proper noun is
It should be written in a capital letters, or a common noun. You just write it as is.
proper noun is the name of a place.
Yeah, it's a place, a thing, or a person.
Right. So what made you want to do that? Let me ask you that question.
Yeah, for me too easy to see, because to 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 notice about every sentence,
Okay.
every words, like, yeah, so I can notice.
Another thing you could do is if you want to, you could make all your proper nouns one color.
This is a question
Yes, you can ask question.
for Sis Lisa.
Ah,
Why is that A, B, C, D? What that means again?
Janet, she just answered that.
I just use the alphabet.
For salutation to A, to Paul, salutation to a prisoner, salutation.
No, no, the salutation, she used the A, B, C, or D to indicate different proper nouns. And lowercase brackets to indicate common nouns. So I'm doing it differently now. Okay. So you're
So this one
saying,
is wrong.
no, I'm not saying it's wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm showing you other ways you could do it. You could use color if you wanted to do that.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, we're just looking at that, these different ideas. Okay. Somebody hold on, guys. Somebody messaged to see. No, all right. So what I did, a couple things here I have. Okay, so here's the one I made. It's just like we're cooking, you know, and we showing how to mix things together. And this is the final one. I took your summary and put it right here, okay, above the verses. So I did that from there. All right. Now, one thing I would suggest, it's not a big deal, but it would be good if, like, and I don't know if that's what this is, but if you could put 1 through 3 at the end of your summary.
Oh,
So we
okay.
can follow along with how much, which part is summarized, okay? Where's Janet? Oh, Janet dropped.
Done. They're done.
All right, so we're recording it so they can come back. All right, so basically what we want to do here is a couple things. I'm going to go ahead and, if you were to, let's see, how do I want to do this? Yeah, I'll start here. If you wanted to find the Greek online, where would you go? Do you know?
No.
Okay, I'm going to show you a couple places. There's one place, if you type in Bible web app, okay? And I'll show you why we're going to go into the Greek right now. You click on Bible web app, and you end up here. And see, this is already Philemon, already have it. And you can take this and you can copy and paste this into a document. Okay, and when you do that, it's going to look like this. Okay, so what you could do is, say you're doing your English. Last time I showed y'all something else that you could go to. Oh, this thing's in the way. That you could go to free Bible commentary, type in your book, Philemon, and it takes and it's this one right here, freebiblecommentary.org. It's still loading. And then remember I showed y'all this,
Mm.
that the UBS stands for United Bible Society. And so this is the Greek text. And so it gives you the divisions, okay? So you could go here to this site to get the paragraph divisions. And by pasting the Greek from this site, you can get the sentence divisions, okay? So we're going to experiment with that just for a minute. Tell me when you see your first period, okay? I know that's all Greek, but just look for periods.
Pero first-
Hello?
Oh my gosh. The first period is in the second in the first sentence, the first words.
Do you see a period anywhere?
Oh my gosh, I cannot see. Wait, I'm gonna transfer my.
Well, I can make it bigger. I can make it bigger.
Oh, the first period is in before number 4. Is it? Oh my God.
Yes, there is. There's also this one right here. I gotta remember what that one is. I can't remember. We'll come back to it. See how it kind of floats in the air? I think it's the semicolon.
Oh, yeah, it's
In Greek.
semicolon.
All right, so
I don't know how to use my progressive.
okay, so see if you see any more periods.
Oh my gosh, it's really key. Before number 7.
Yeah, I think that's a semicolon, but yeah, we'll consider, we'll separate that there. Okay, next.
Oh, it's a semicolon. I saw it's a period.
It's floating, so it's not a period. Periods
Oh,
Periods
yes,
are on the
period is
bottom.
below, at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, in a minute I'll teach you about Greek punctuation in a second. All right, do you see another one?
Oh my gosh. I don't see.
Janet, okay, let's make sure you're with us. You might be on Batayan Island. Okay, so
Yeah, in number 13. Before number 13.
good.
No, it's not. It's not a period.
Yeah, but close enough for right
Oh,
now.
Okay.
All right, so you see, all right, so
And
here,
15.
yeah, 15. Okay,
And yeah, and
17. Huh?
22, 21.
But you did not.
Slow down, slow down. What, Janet?
You didn't explain to me why you are in Greek.
Well, it's being recorded, but the reason being is because I'm showing her how whenever you're doing this, you're finding out your paragraph, you can go to freebiblecommentary.com, right? And you find out the Greek paragraphs right there. But here you can find the Greek sentences by going to Bible web app and getting the Greek there. Okay. And so what that allows you to that allows you to do is when you make your descriptive summaries, you're making them by the Greek divisions and not just by the English divisions. Okay. So, all right. So you get the idea of that. That's one thing you can do if you want to be more accurate. Now I'm going to close this document. Well, no, I'm not yet. Okay. So based on these divisions right here, Lisa, you come up with this right here. See, the word division is where it's a paragraph, but it also stands by itself. Because when we go to this site here, look, you see how this is standing by itself? And this one stands by itself. But this one is a major topic with 3 different paragraphs. Okay? So what I'm saying is this is, even though this is a paragraph, it's also a division. It's like a major division. It's the introduction. And this one is a major division. This is a major division, and 8 through 16, 7 through 20, and 22 and are subdivisions. Okay. So that's what this looks like here. And if you wanted to, you could turn this into outline. Once you have it, you come up here, pick you an outline. Okay. Then you could come in and the sentence divisions that we were doing a while ago. Let me delete this. Don't need this anymore. We don't need these anymore. So what these allow us to do is you look, okay? This is 1 through 2. So there's what they're saying is that, so what we're doing right now is a sentence. Okay. And then, so this would be 1 through 2. And then the next one would be, it's a sentence. See, 3 by itself, it's a period. So you could make that one number 3. Okay. And you can erase it if you want. You can keep it, or if you want to break things down by comma, you can do that too. But right now we're just trying to get the big outline, the big picture of things. So you see right here, this goes from 4 all the way to 6. Well, our paragraph division is 4 through 7. So this means this is one Greek sentence. So we take it, 4 through 6. And then we have 7 by itself. Okay. And then this one, now we go to the paragraph level. And what we have is we have 8. Here, you do this one, Lisa. 8 through what? You muted yourself. Hello? You're muted.
You muted yourself, Sis Lisa. Why?
Yeah,
Okay.
I said
Okay, go. All right.
I cannot see the sharing screen.
8. I only wrote this separate the number, the verse 8 is separate.
Right. We're gonna look at yours in a minute. But for right now, from looking at the Greek,
Oh,
how far does this go? 8 to what?
8 to 12.
Okay, 8 to 12. All right. And so then that means, all right, so what about the next one?
13 to 14.
Okay. All right, now we're to an, oh, no, we're not yet. Okay, what about the next one?
Oh, the separate one. 15 to 16.
Okay, good.
And then 16, 17.
Yep. So.
And then
Okay.
18. And then 18.
Good. Okay. Next.
19 to 25.
Yep, that's true what it looks like. But this paragraph says 17 through 20. So we had to make a decision. Oh, here's a period right
so we
here.
need another period in number 23. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. There's some more periods. So okay. So
And another period is in number 23. I think there's 23 and 22.
right. All right. So 19. Okay. And 20. All right. And
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so we can go to this one now.
Hello?
Yes.
I cannot follow because my connection keeps on and off.
It's okay.
But-
It's being recorded. So when it's on and off, you will still be here.
Okay. So
All right.
Lisa, is it okay with that, what you're doing?
Yeah, she's the one that's telling me what the divisions are. So let me just, before we go any further,
Oh, wow, that's good, amazing.
yeah, before we go any further, I want to introduce you to Greek punctuation. Don't worry, you're not learning Greek yet, okay? I'm just showing you how you can use the freebiblecommentary.org to get paragraphs, and you can use the Greek text to get larger units. And I think she just dropped out. So she'll be back in a second.
Yeah, Lisa, what's disconnected?
That's fine. All right, so while we're waiting for her to come back, I want to show you something, Janet.
Yes, sir. Is that okay, Charles Jennings are starting, okay, what is that?
All right, so the orange, these are Lisa's words, okay?
Okay.
And the other stuff is from our previous studies. I've just put everything in there. But you'll notice the way that I did this is because on this document, you see this main outline right here that comes from finding the paragraphs and the sentence and all that. That allows me to make an outline like this. And I just put the information in from our previous steps that we've done before.
Okay.
And also the green is where you're putting the English translation in there. So where do you go to get your English translation if you were to copy and paste something, Janet?
Where do I go if I'm what?
Where do you go if you need to take,
What?
where do you go if you need to copy and paste the English Bible? Where do you go?
I am with the net Bible
Okay, you go to you go to Bible.org,
Is that
right?
what yung
Yeah, you go to Bible.org.
yeah, Bible.org.
You can also go to Bible web app and do the same thing. But since you know Bible.org, we'll do Bible.org.
Yeah, and I know I know Bible.org a long time ago, so I know how to use this.
Okay, well, what you'll notice, and whenever she comes back, you'll catch her up on what I'm showing you now. Okay,
Mm.
so you switch it to NASB, go to Philemon, and
Mhm.
look, it already divides it up into paragraphs, right?
Yeah.
So you can copy and paste this into a document.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
and other have the headings already. The
Yeah,
summary.
you can turn them on or off if you want. Yeah. Okay, so now that you know sentence one, you know that 1 through 2 is a sentence. What you can do is you can take the Bible verse for sentence 1 and 2 and put it all together.
Yeah.
And go put it up here. Okay.
Mhm.
Sentence 3, same thing. I guess Lisa cannot come back. Do you know why?
See? Or maybe she has a problem with that. Maybe she has a problem with the internet. Yeah, maybe sometimes she has a problem. Maybe
Yeah.
she has problem with it.
Okay, but do you see what I'm doing? I'm taking the English. Look this way, Janet.
Yeah.
I'm taking the English and
Already.
because I use the Greek to get the outline, right? Sentence 1 and 2. And then I put the English next to it. And so you would do that for all of these. Then what you would do
Yes.
is you go back in and you make descriptive summaries for all of that. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll do that later on. But for right now, what I really want to focus on is her descriptive summary. I want you to, Janet, I want you, or maybe Risa wants to try. I want you to make a descriptive summary of her descriptive summary for the entire book of Philemon. Okay.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I need to read again Philemon. Can I?
You need to what?
Can I read the book of Philemon? To make it-
No, you're reading her summary. And then you're gonna make a
Oh.
summary of her summary.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Paul writing to his beloved friend, Philemon, a fellow Christian, and to all Philemon's family, a grace and peace that comes from their God Jesus Christ. You want me to read all of it?
Yes.
Philemon's love and faith, Paul's greetings to his beloved brother.
Okay,
The
pause for 1 second. She's coming back. All right. So
okay.
tell her what we were just doing to get her caught up.
Okay. Hello? Is she there?
Yeah, she's there. She just needs to turn on her sound.
Okay. So can I speak Tagalog? No?
Yes, you can speak Tagalog.
Okay. So this is your first time that you learn seminary.
You accept, Rowena is
Okay,
Yeah, they were like
I'll
there.
accept her whenever she comes in. She hasn't came in yet.
Nasa ano ba yon yung nasa WhatsApp? I will try
What's
to.
up?
I'll try
What's
to.
up? So, tell me if you are already in listening to Lisa so that we can go further more to explain what we were doing while you are out in the screen.
She's trying to talk to Rowena.
What we are doing
Okay, Janet,
and these talking to put there just one and then this
I think
while she's gone, I'll talk to you, all right? So if you need to find Bible verses to copy into a document, you can go to bible.org and underneath Lumina, and you can paste it in there, okay? Then what you do is you already have your outline, sentence 1 and 2. So you would go and you would put those verses there.
okay, wait, I will take photo of it so that I have an idea.
Yeah, well, I'm recording too, so you'll have an idea that way also.
Okay.
So you would take the verses and put them into the outline where they're at, sentence 4 through 6 and so on like that. And this other document, it has our descriptive summaries, and the green is the translation. And this is all the Bible stuff that we've done. I've just made it into like an outline format. And we're not really worried about that right now. I'm going to continue to work on that. But what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to make a descriptive summary of your descriptive summary. In other words, I want you to summarize this, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to read this out loud, and then I want you to summarize it in your own words. You can do it orally first, and then we can come back and start writing on it. So go ahead, start reading it out loud, and then we'll come back and do the descriptive summary. You're muted.
Okay. Paul writing to his beloved friend Philemon, a fellow Christian, and to all Philemon's family, the grace and peace that comes from their God, Jesus Christ. Philemon's love and faith. Paul's greeting to his beloved brother and the heartfelt regard he had for him. Paul rejoiced when he considered the love and faith Philemon, the love and faith Philemon had for the Lord Jesus, a free man. Paul made his heartfelt yet forceful request to this brother in Christ extremely courteously. He asked if this runaway slave might be restored to his former position. He referred to Onesimus Fundy as a son of faith and called him a servant and beloved brother. Paul praises Philemon's selfless acts of love and generosity, especially those towards fellow Christians. Paul had
You were just saying before you roboted.
Ala, narinig. Okay. What did you say? Wait.
Explain to her what you were saying before you started.
Earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Tagalog.
Okay. So, okay. When you will you go back to the PowerPoint earlier? That. Yeah, the other one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. See, I don't know how to say now, English or Tagalog. I'm sorry. But
Just pick one.
okay, naintindihan mo na kanina, di ba, yung sinabi to sa division paragraph na ilagay mo yung ang sentence
May period.
oo, ang sentence na sinabi mo kanina, you just copy paste from the translation, Bible translation, kung NASB. So put the verses according to the sentence that you have in the subpoint. Sentence 1 and 2 is your subpoint in the paragraph. Is that okay to say that? And then
Yeah,
also the
that's fine.
sentence 3 is the verse 3 that what you picked earlier. I know I saw you earlier or heard you earlier to say which paragraph or sentences end. So you choose earlier the division in the paragraph. The sentences is the verse 4 and 6, and then the next sentence is 7, verse 7.
Yeah, all right.
You just copy paste.
We got that part, but where do you get the Bible?
Okay, so if you have your computer, right? So if you have your computer, you can do the research about the Bible, netbible.org. So you can go there because that sites have already Greek and Hebrew all in one in that.
What link? What website?
Bible.org.
Bible.org.
Net Bible.
And then you go.
Bible.org.
Yeah,
That one.
Bible.org and Net Bible.
And you change the translation here, and notice it does the paragraph divisions for you, but you can
I see.
just copy and paste it, and then you stick it in here. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
See, but I need to show you about Greek punctuation. Okay. All right. So right here, see this comma? In Greek, the comma is a comma. No problem there. Okay. So this is what it looks like in English, and this is what it means in Greek. So a period is a period. No problem there. But when you have a period above a line, it's a semicolon.
Oh.
And when you have a semicolon, it's a question. I know that's kind of confusion. But a period that's above the line is a semicolon. And a semicolon in English is a question mark. So you can think about like an upside down question. So if I were
the semicolon. Yeah. So if we can see the semicolon, it is a question mark in English.
Yeah, it's like an upside down question mark.
Yeah, it seems like the upside down. Yeah. And then if we see the period in the line in Greek, which means semicolon.
If it's floating, if it's a floating period, it's a semicolon.
Oh yeah, it's floating.
Semicolon.
Yeah.
And so what? Let me tell you. Do y'all know what semicolons do?
Semicolons do if you have like
if you have the sentence with floating floating description.
Okay. Well, let me show y'all real quick. Okay. This is not going to be as accurate, but let me just pull some Greek real quick, just so we can see how this works.
The semicolon is like it seems the same emphasis, the same meaning.
Yes. Think of it like this, is that if you have commas usually go underneath semicolons. So let me see if I find a semicolon in here. Remember, we're looking for, all right, here's a floating period. So what that actually means is that earlier when we made our divisions, we made them by semicolon and period. But actually what this is saying is that this is all one idea, okay? But there's two main subpoints. So in the future, we'll get more accurate with that. But I just want you to see what that, when you have a floating period, that's a semicolon.
The semicolon.
Floating period
is the semicolon in translation in English.
Right. And I forget that all the time. So don't feel bad if you forget that.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. And so let's go back to here and let's watch this video. So far what we've done is we've write it. So this rhymes. Write it, refine it, line upon line it. Okay. So the first step we ever did was we wrote it. We
Right.
wrote our descriptive summary, and it's tentative and preliminary, meaning it's subject to change. Then we refined it, which we'll talk about now. We'll review that, and then we'll go upon line it. So this is just giving you more tips so that you can make your descriptive summaries more accurate. Okay. So just tell me to stop if you have a question. But here we go.
3 of how to find an exegetical idea of a biblical passage. And as I begin today, what I want to do is I want to just review briefly what we've done in previous videos. In part 1, we wrote out an exegetical idea, basically a summary statement that came in a free flow way. Of course, it's tentative and it's preliminary because while we're coming at this from a synthetic perspective, analysis needs to eventually be done in order for it to be a true exegetical idea. And I will give full definitions for the exegetical idea and what it's supposed to accomplish in later videos. But I begin right here because I'm trying to bring in the English student of Scripture, the one that doesn't know the original languages, that may be limited in those types of ways, but is still able to come to a pretty good accuracy by using these methods and tips as a stopgap method idea. Okay, in part 2, we dealt with refining that method, and that was through paraphrasing, through substitution. I got to remember them all. Substitution, expansion, reduction, and inversion. So you can see that in that previous video. And then in part 3, we're going to line upon line it. Basically, break everything down according to punctuation and just make a comment about each one and then put it together and synthesize it. So I like to rhyme, and so I got write it, refine it, line upon line it, and synthesize it. So that may help you remember that process that way. Okay, so this is my passage. I went ahead and pasted it in there, but I'm going to show you wherever you can get it from. There's several places where you can get access to the Bible online. One of them is Bible.org, and what you would do is you would go to Bible.org, and then you would go to Study, and then you would hit Lumina. Well, let me scroll down like this. Lumina. When Lumina opens up, you'll see right here, this tab selects the book that you're going to. So we're going to James. So this right here, we're going to chapter 1. This tab right here selects the translation. I'm going with the NASB in this video. And you see right here that it's already divided up by paragraph. So all I did was I paste that in there. The idea with paragraph is that there's one main idea, one thought that is involved there. And we'll deal with that in a little bit other videos. But let's take a look at this real quick. Consider all joy. Okay, there's a comma there. My brethren, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance, and let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Okay, so I could say something, I could put this underneath or up beside, but I could, let's say I'm going to change my font, and, okay, well, 1 second. May not be able to change it. Yeah, there it goes. So I could say something like this. James commands his readers to consider I'm going to put their experience. And since they were scattered in the previous, their experience while as scattered Jewish Christians. James commands his readers to consider their experience as scattered Jewish Christians from the perspective of joy. Okay. So,
So
this
if
is the
you
attitude, this is the outlook that they're supposed to have. My brethren.
so if you do that, you need to read all the passage chapter before that chapter so that you can have a big idea how to do that when you just said consider it all joy, because if you just read James in that chapter, what to be considered, so how did you say that consider their experience as scattered Jewish, so we cannot.
Because in the first video we went over James 1:1, which said to the 12 to the 12 tribes that are scattered. So yes, Janet.
Yeah, before and after, before the verse.
Right.
You could put you could just abbreviate this if you want, or you could use complete statements, but you basically you see that this is a term of intimacy. It's a family term, and he's not just referring to
What about beloved?
Jews, but this refers to the Jewish Christians,
Brethren, brother.
believers only. Okay. Now, when you encounter various trials, all right. So right here, this is temporal concerning the time. Temporal experience of trials. Okay. Knowing.
Okay, you said temporal experience of trial because of the word
You could say
when.
reason
Yes.
is the refinement process produces endurance. Okay. Something like that. And let endurance have its perfect result. In other words, trust, well, I wouldn't say trust the process, but that's more of a principle. And let endurance have its perfect result. No, let me think. Yeah, I'll say that. Don't short change the process. I know that sounds like a principle, but we can work it in. So that you may be perfect and complete. Because the result or purpose is maturity and wholeness, perhaps even integrity. Okay. And then and it's being described as not lacking anything. That doesn't mean the Christian will won't go without things. So anything, let's say needed. Well, we'll just leave it alone. You would qualify if you were drawing a principle from this text, which is a later step. You would qualify that. So what I do now is I'm going to copy it.
Watch this.
And then I'm just going to paste it again. This time I'm going to erase all the black. Okay. We could have divided things up by sentence and talked about subpoints and all that, but we can do that in other videos. So we're erasing it. And then you could come back and you could restate it, using the steps above. You could substitute words, you could clarify, but if I were, if just for the sake of time, I would.
Okay, she's coming back in.
Yeah.
Lisa, you there?
Maybe Rowena is trying to invite Rowena.
Yeah, I'm back. So my God, my just suddenly shut down.
Again? Oh wow.
Okay. So I don't need to open any apps now. I'm
Okay.
scared.
Yeah, don't open any apps. I just want to show you this. Basically what we're doing in this video right here is I call it line upon line it. And so you're breaking it down by punctuation and you're writing a thought about each one of these. So it's like a baby descriptive summary for each one. And then
You would qualify.
Para bang you just
I'm
to
gonna copy it.
Okay.
to expand the, I could consider it joy.
Paste it
So
again.
you need to.
Janet, if you're gonna talk, talk.
No, your movie is talking.
I muted it.
Yeah, it's fine now. But anyway, yeah, you. I'm eating though.
Oh,
So
okay.
please.
All right. So if you listen to the video, you'll be good.
This time
Yeah.
I'm gonna erase all the black.
But please, excuse me. You know, what if people can see this video and then you are erasing all the verse that you get from the Bible, and then they may think that you changed the God's word. How about that?
We're not translating. We're just commenting on the Bible.
Commenting in the Bible.
Hmm.
So I hope the listeners right now, you know,
See, because if they want to be that legalistic, then what you would have to say is you cannot say one thing about the Bible. Because that's all we're doing is we're commenting on the Bible. But if you think that that's changing the Bible, then you can never say anything about the Bible. You just have to read it and never add any words to it, which means you can't evangelize, you can't disciple, you can't explain, you can't make Christian songs. You just have to just read the Bible in your translation, and that's it. So that won't work.
yeah. Yeah. Which is most oneness is doing that, you
We
know.
could have divided
Don't
things
change.
up by
You add words.
They do it too. They just don't know it.
sub points and all that, but
yeah.
we'll do that in other videos. So we're erasing it. And then you can come back and you can restate it, you know, using the steps above. You could substitute words, you could clarify, but if I were just for the sake of time, I would say that it would sound like something like this. James commands his readers to consider their experience as scattered Jewish Christians from the perspective of joy. And he uses terms of intimacy when he says this before providing the reason for why he said it, which is that this is a refinement process that will produce endurance. And therefore, he's encouraging his audience to not shortchange that process, which its intended result or effect is described as not lacking anything that, and I would clarify that, is not lacking anything that God wants the Christian to have to fulfill his purpose. So that's it. You can see right here that you work with a paragraph. Paragraphs are manageable. Some are short and some are long. But this broke it down into that approach right there. And so in the next video, we'll go to the next paragraph. So that's it. How to find the exegetical idea of a biblical passage. What we focused on here is the line upon line and then synthesized it. We kind of made comments about each line, observations, and then we put it all together. And I know I didn't rewrite it or retype it, but I did it orally. And so you could actually see how that process is. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Share the.
What do you think about that, Lisa?
Yeah, I just yeah, I understand. It's we're just making a comment of that scriptures, like we're just making it expanded in any and same words, same meaning. So we're just kind of, yeah, I understand. That's why what I am doing in Philemon. So
Very
it's
good.
really,
Yes.
yeah, it really helps me a lot to understand the book when we make it our own explanation, our own comments. We're not just, but the words still based on that scriptures. We're not using in different in different structures or form of that paragraphs of that scriptures.
Mm.
So no, it's really helped me to understand in every verse, in every chapter, and what's really means about what
Right.
why he wrote
Amen.
that.
Amen.
Yeah.
So that's why
Because
I
sometimes,
really want to learn more because I really don't have any idea about how, because what I'm doing when I'm studying now Matthew, there's a lot of questions, so you have to make your own explanation. That not it's not it's based on the scriptures that you've read, but in questions you have a lot of questions in different ways, right? So yeah, this really also gives me an understanding, because in Matthew that we are studying, we have a lot of more questions to learn, and but the answer sometimes is all the same, but we have to make more our own words that also same meaning of that scriptures, like what we did in Philemon. We just make it our own words, the synonyms of the words that they used in scriptures.
so what that means is you are reading the Bible, not directly jumping into application to ourselves.
Yeah. So I need to
Instead,
understand, yeah, like the way we used to mean it, like,
Mm.
so because in the words, it's really sometimes the words in scriptures is really deep. So we make it lighten and to understand more. So we need to put in our own understanding. But still, same meaning
Base.
of the scriptures that we read. We're not allowed to make our own, like, it's not
To make the
same.
different point.
Yeah, so it's kind of strange if we put in so of far away to the meanings of the scriptures, so we just base on the scriptures really.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I'm will learn, because we are now studying in Matthew 24, so we are verse by verse, and I need to understand why and why and why. So yeah, it's really helps this kind of study, about this inductive study, that I need to understand every paragraph, every scriptures in every paragraph. That's what I'm doing, because before I just read all the context, and then just remember what I've read, and then we don't understand. So that's why we cannot apply it to ourselves when it comes to application, because we only read in the ways.
Wow.
Okay.
So yeah,
Amen.
amen.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Brother Charles, for teaching us, because yeah, I'm really even even it's late at night, I really want to. I had a lot of Bible study that I joined in different countries. I have a lot of from US also, older women, for me to understand, because older women also there. And
So what do you think our studying right now?
it's more on the the paragraph by paragraph. It's more, we really dig, and then it's more like we in that situation, we live in that situation. If we really more study every paragraph, every scriptures. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why. That's why I've been even I'm busy. That's I really want to give an idea. I know that my work is not that really it's not that I know my work. It's not that.
You're
Accurate?
doing fine. You're doing
Yeah,
fine.
but it's not really that it's not good enough. It's not just
Well,
like
you're
giving an idea.
you're working at it. You're improving. Okay,
We
so
are process.
how much time do you have left?
Left of
Are we finished now, or do you want to continue? I don't know your schedule. Remember, the rule is I won't ever quit. I mean, that's the general principle. I won't ever quit unless y'all tell me.
yeah, me too. So what time is it? Still early.
Oh my
You're not
goodness.
quitting. Why would I? It's free. Free to study, right?
Okay. All right.
To give us more
But
deeper and dig
The problem
more.
is me. I am not in my home. I am not in
Oh.
my room. I am somebody's house.
Well,
I am Risa's house.
can we watch one more 7-minute video?
7 minutes.
Yes.
Sure.
7 minutes. All right.
Okay.
It's electric, made extraordinary
The car is not part of it.
intelligence.
You know, I keep on eating from the time I arrived
Layman Seminary.
here, and then now I keep on eating.
You're just
Is that the title?
That's the application.
Sorry.
That's the
application.
How to find the husband. So I apply it to find a husband.
how to find the exegetical husband. Exegetical husband.
I want a judicial husband.
Judicial husband.
No, how to find a biblical husband.
Biblical husband. Yeah, that makes sense.
Method
But
of
how to
biblical
find a godly husband?
Still in the book of James, chapter 1, we're going to be using it for an example. Now, in the first video, part 1, we talked about writing it out preliminarily. In the second video, we talked about refining it through paraphrasing, substitution words, inverting words, reducing words, those types of things like that. In part 3, we talked about breaking it down line upon line according to punctuation, making comments on the passage, and then synthesizing it.
Yeah.
In part 4, we're going to be emphasizing it through what's called thought flow or phrasing. So I like to rhyme things to help me memorize things. So write it, refine it, line upon line it, and emphasize it. Kind of rhymes all together. So for the sake of time, I've already got my passage pasted in. This is James chapter 1, verses 5 through 8 of the NASB. So there is my passage. Now, I already also, like those cooking shows that you watch wherever they're making something and they don't have time to cook it all through the process, so they already have things to the
Elaborate. What is cooking show?
This next step is you break it down according to punctuation.
Janet, when you watch how people cook on TV, they start cooking something, right? And then they say, okay, let me show you what it looks like whenever it's finished. And they take out another one of them. It's a different one out of the oven so that you could see it, because they don't have time to waste.
So that's the way you're doing this?
Yes, because I'm not doing it in real time. Sometimes I do real time stuff, but in this one, I got the steps, showing the steps, because I already did it real time in the last video, so I don't have to do it this time.
All right.
Yeah, it's wasting time.
Now here's the phrasing, basic or thought flow. Basically what you're doing in this is you're just moving the words around to how you think that they're flowing. It's not diagramming. It does not have to be grammatically correct. It's just for your purposes, for your use, or maybe even to show somebody else. Okay, you have that. I'll explain in later on videos about keywords that you can use to help indent things over and know what's going on. But right now, I just
want that.
free to do it
I
however
want that to learn,
you
to
feel
master
like
it.
to do it. It's your flow. Okay. Now, whereas before, whenever we were writing line upon line, we were writing out more than one word. Here, the goal is that we're kind of just writing one word or maybe two words that describe how the passage is functioning, or how part of that passage is functioning. So like right here we have, but if any of you lacks wisdom, so we have a contrast with the but, and then we have an if, so that's a condition.
Janet raised her butt. I mean, her hand.
Yeah. The verse 5 that but if any of you lacks wisdom, so what you are trying to do this to emphasize what is the verse. It is like what is the the first word written in the verse, like but is emphasizing is the contrast, and the next is if, it means that the condition. So are you trying to explain the meaning of the verse? It's like
The
but
function, the function
the,
of the verse,
okay, what did I say?
the meaning.
Oh, the function of the verse. So the function of the verse is but. But means contrast, because but, the meaning of but is contrast, to contrast to the other, to the other before statement. And the word if is a condition. So how we can find the contrast of this first praise? But if any of you lacks wisdom.
You would go back
Right.
to the previous passage to see what's being contrasted.
Oh, so the contrast and the condition of it. Yeah. And then let means an action word. It means like a command. Let do this, let do that. Let is that, so is that the command? He who gives to all generously and without uproots. Description. Description of
It's God, because look where it's indented underneath. The who is God, so
God.
that's describing God.
Oh,
That's
God
describing
is who
God, how
gives.
He gives.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I really want to master this, even though I've done a lot since 2015 or 16, and I have works already. But of course, it's been a long time, so I really want to master it and to apply it, how to teach to others. Just sharing. So that's it. Continue,
Okay.
please. Thank you.
Condition. Let him ask of God. That's a command. Who, so this is a description of God, gives to all generously and without reproach, and it will be given to him. So that's the result. But he must ask in faith without any doubt. Of course, that's a contrast. For the one who doubts is like the surf of the sea. That's a reason with the for, but it's also a description of what the doubter's like. And then the elaboration of that description is driven and tossed by the wind. For, so this is an explanation or the reason. For that man not to expect that he will receive anything from the Lord. And then it describes him more. Being a double-minded man, unstable in all his description. So that's in all his ways, actually, what it says. Okay, so you could take that right there, copy that, and then delete everything except for the blue words, and you would have this: contrast, condition, command. You would have all those relationships involved there.
Mm.
Then you could go back, you can look at your passage,
And then
write something like this.
And then your next statement or your comments is according to what the contrast, condition, command, description. Is that the way to do it? No?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And you can
Okay.
also,
So you are depending on what you are saying from that verses. So if
yes.
you
Yeah,
do
well,
it, so contrast, it says that in contrast to the Jewish Christian that doesn't shortchange the refinement process with this attitude, the way where one can shortchange the process is given when they find they are in the condition. Oh, okay. So your word is there, contrast and
yes,
condition.
I'm
So you
taking the descriptive summary and adding these words in to clarify the function, the flow of the passage. Yes.
no. Okay.
And
Okay.
using these words to modify your exegetical ideas so that we can understand the logic, the flow of things. So, for example, maybe something like this. In contrast to the Jewish Christian that doesn't shortchange a refinement process with the attitude, the way where one can shortchange a process is given. Because I talked about in the previous video about the refinement process that we're to count it all joy that brings about the maturity and endurance and all of that. But here, what can shortchange that process is given. When they find they're in the condition or situation or being at their wits' end, in other words, when they lack wisdom, The command is to ask God for that wisdom because God is described as genuine and gracious. The result of asking God is wisdom will be given him. The condition of receiving the wisdom contrasts faith with doubt that is described as surf that is wind tossed.
Yeah,
The condition of
and
faith is given
that's
is because
cool.
the doubter should not expect anything from God because he's described as a double-minded and unstable all around. So that
I will do that in Philemon.
idea, it's going to be choppy like this, and you can simplify it down to one sentence. There's a lot of things you can do, but one of the things that I'm probably going to do right here is I'm going to simplify this. If I were making an outline of this, I would say contrasting condition. Then the next one is command. Then the next one is result, but since we got C's, I'm going to use the word consequence. I'm not spelling that right. All right. Then we have a contrasting, a contrast again. And it's given a contrasting reason. Let's see. Perhaps we can break it down like that. So in short, what this passage is doing, I know there are descriptions in the passage, but the descriptions are secondary to these main points. Because the condition or contrast is that when a person lacks wisdom, they need to ask of God. That's the command, to ask of God. And the consequence of that is that if they ask in faith, then God will answer them and they will hear that. And the reason that it must be according to faith is because a person who doubts is unstable in all their ways. So that's it.
Yeah, that makes
Actually, right
easy.
here is something that I'm going to be doing in the next video is about, well, probably the
teach.
next video is making outlines from this. So you can clearly see how this is very helpful to trace the flow of the passage, to make your analytical idea more accurate, and also to develop an outline of your major points to summarize it. And you could go back and you could write out a simplified exegetical idea that's not as bulky as the first one, not as polished. I mean, that will be more polished. But of course, I did that orally just now, so I will close with that. So in short, hopefully you benefit from this process. Be sure to subscribe, share this video with others, and let us know what you think. God bless.
Will you share? Will you put that in the group so that we can review? Thank you. I really want that process. I really try in other passages that I have when I make a video when I'm in the Philippines, so that I will be accurate to describe about the passage.
Okay, Lisa, here's your homework. All right.
Yeah.
I want you to go back in and I want you to go and read your descriptive summary as it's all put together like this. I want you to put the verses where each one's talking about. Remember, I told you about that. But what I want you to do is I want you to try to make another descriptive summary of this and try to make it a shorter one. Yes. And I could give you some tips on how to do that. If you go through and you're reading and you find repeated ideas, highlight them. So like Paul writing to his beloved friend Philemon, a fellow Christian, to all Philemons. So you got Philemon mentioned more than once, right? So let's say that you go through and you highlight every time Philemon is mentioned. Because then whenever you make your summary, you don't have to mention him as much, okay? So you can go through and you can highlight all the repeated words, and this will help you see what the emphasis is as well.
So the repeating words is like the main,
Yeah, you want to include them in your summary, even though Paul writing to his beloved friend, a fellow Christian, to all the family, grace and peace because of God Jesus Christ, love and faith. Okay, so we got Paul, right? So we can might as well highlight Paul.
You can do that in a different color if you want.
Yeah. I'm only doing the same color because I want to do exact words in the same color and different words in a different color. But So yeah, there's Paul. Paul again. Okay. Greetings, his beloved brother. The word beloved was used up here.
Mm.
It's being used right here. Okay. Because love
Beloved
and
brother and beloved brother.
where's that at?
Omniscimus founded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 level, a 6
1, 2,
row
3, 4, 5, 6.
in the last row.
Okay.
Called him a servant.
Beloved brother, yeah. All right. Okay.
And yeah, Paul is there again. Omniscimus, Omniscimus.
Onesimus. And then the pronouns would be the same thing. So
Yeah,
the he is Paul. Yeah, the his. And you could do that too.
Yeah, he referring. Yeah, you need to know the pronoun to you know, I learn a lot about that when I'm doing my own Bible with Janet with the color coding. I'm practicing that and it helps me a lot because sometimes the passage just giving you the pronoun, the personal pronoun, you know, and then sometimes we twist instead of the he is Philemon, but we miss out like we use it Paul. So we need to specify who is the he, the his, the them, the they, some things like that, so that we can know to whom the passage is talking to, and who is the personal pronoun referring to, and yeah.
Okay. And then the other thing you can do is like when you see similarities. So like fellow Christian, right? You can make that fellow Christian. Then I see the word fellow member down here. That's sort of similar. You can
Yeah,
think
have
you
also a fellow
can
Christian.
you can highlight similarities.
They
And
say
so
near in the beloved brother, fellow Christian is also repeated words.
if it's too hard to summarize all of this, then break it down into little chunks. See, you got periods here. So use your steps that you used on the Bible, and you can break it down even more. Okay. And you want to see which ideas connect with what. But the idea is for you to try to make it a more summary. Okay.
Yeah, I want really to practice that every now and then when I'm at home. I'm excited to do it.
So do you understand your homework, Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So work on that. And then if you want, you can add any of the other steps or methods that you saw that we did today or that we done in the videos. Okay. Because and I'm gonna work on our big picture stuff. Is this it? No, this is not it. Yeah, it's this one. See, I have all of our work right here.
Yeah, that's Lisa's work.
Yeah, my work, your work, all of our work. Rorena's
yeah.
work, the Bible verses, and all of this, and we'll continually work at it. And so I will put in some of the methods and stuff into this that so that when we come back next time, we can see more how this works.
And Sis Lisa, if you have something like you think that it's important to impart in the teaching, you can put that too. Maybe that would be helpful for, you know, we are here to helping each other to grow. Maybe you have a thought that different from our thoughts that helps to grow in this kind of teaching. So you can contribute to that also. As I have as I have always with Charlie, you know, if I have something thoughts like this, and then I really want to share to him, and then we expanded and explain about it. So I learned from that also, and then I thank God that you know, Charlie also like appreciate what's my thoughts, and I keep doing it, and it makes me grow more how to understand the Bible. The same steps, but you have your own thoughts, that it just comes out that, oh, this is like helpful, so you need to write that down and then share that to us so that we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Right, because the idea is it goes back to the mission statement for the layman seminary: how to study and share your Bible with others. So that's what all of this relates to. But this specific step, the reason I want you to make a smaller descriptive summary of this, and you can move things around, you can make all those changes, like the methods I taught you.
Until you can summarize it just like 3 words in that whole
No, not 3 words, but
Oh, I mean the
Sentence.
main
Sentence.
point, the title of the paragraph, the main point
yes,
in that paragraph.
yeah, the main point, yes, and there you can make titles from it, but
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
just seek to make it smaller than this one. Okay, that's your goal. Make it smaller and more clear
Yeah.
than this one, and then I will keep
So
making you do this, and you will get
Yeah.
better and better, and you will see what will happen.
Then next time you can maybe enroll in seminary if you can do that.
So what the thing is that when we're doing this process, right, what we're doing is we're doing an hourglass, okay? Like an hourglass. So the idea is that we're going from, this is your descriptive summary, and then we're going to go into analysis, and then we're building it back up, and from analysis to synthesis. So what we've done right now is I've showed you how to get more accurate in your descriptive summaries so that it better reflects things, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to come up with a preliminary main idea. We're going to call it a message statement for the book. And ideally, it should be 1 sentence, but we're not ready yet for that. But you can try it as much as you want. If you want to make several different descriptive summaries and try to get to the main point of everything and the main argument, go ahead and try that. But the goal is to
that's challenging and fun to do it.
The goal is to get to 1 sentence, and then once you get to 1 sentence, I don't know how to erase that. I guess I'll come back here. Once you get to 1 sentence, it's just like the method that I taught y'all before about descriptive summaries. So your descriptive summary for the entire book is going to be the what are we talking about, the topic almost. And then what are you going to say about that will help you start thinking about where the main divisions are in the book. And so we'll go back and swing back into dealing with books of a whole and all of that stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an idea of the direction that we're going. So do you have any questions, comments, or thoughts before we close?
Well, I understand. So even me, my words is really mixed up.
No, you're
and
doing
it's hard
fine.
to understand. And
I'm become excited to do it again.
I'm so excited to
Yeah.
to finish it, even because I know there's stars to give me the to teach me how to properly, because if I make it perfectly, no one will teach me.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
need to make it like scratch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's
that
very
it will
important.
be-
Computer.
It's very good that you're not a perfectionist in this area, because some people want to make everything perfect and then they never do it,
Ouch.
and they never do anything.
Ouch.
Yeah, and then I don't know which I don't know which part that I doing it wrong, so I need to make it Scrabble. So that,
And if you have difficulty doing something, we showed several different methods, okay? And your methods relate to your skills, your background, your talents, your interests, your creativity. If you
Yeah.
find something and it's difficult for you, don't use that step. Use what you're good at. And as you get really good at using what you're good at, then we can go back in and learn those other more difficult steps in the future.
Yeah, I was in that, and I am in that. I am in that. I have good in color coding, so that I, you know, and then also I am good in illustration. I think I'm good. I hope so. I'm good. Like illustration, like the Trinity, the way that I'm going to do. That's why I have this kind of drawing something, and I am trying to figure out how to make these things, easy to understand the people. Like for the Trinity, how to do it? Why, why I illustrated like this? So I have this explanation.
so
Right.
you only use the words up to make it
What?
like more in typing.
No, in words, the word,
I'll
app.
show you what she's talking about.
Oops, that's my name.
Duh, that's your channel.
Oh,
So let's see which video. This one?
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
Let's
That
try
has
it.
illustration in. Oh no. Hindi ang Ama ang nagmanifest sa katawang lupa ng Panginoong Jesus.
So I mean, you're using the words, or
What do you mean by using the word?
I mean, because in my, I don't know how to write in typing, and yeah, that's one you're using that
Yeah, I'm
kind of apps. So
Yeah,
on
Word.
your computer,
Yeah.
because yeah, I don't know how to work in my computer, so
Oh, I am free to teach you.
Yeah, Janet will
I am
teach
free.
you.
You're looking at in Google.
Well, there's another one you can do.
No,
It's called.
we can talk about
There's
it.
another
about that.
one called Google Docs.
Google that. So we don't need to pay for it, like we.
No, it's free.
It's free.
Yeah, because in I have words in my computer, but
Oh, that's good. I'm
it
using that.
says that I'm full storage, so I need to pay for the expansion,
Oh,
have more storage.
No, what I
no,
suggest you do is get Google Drive and
Yeah,
then
Google Drive, you have.
upload all of your documents into Google Drive.
If you have a USB, because I
don't
think
have.
that you have a lots of files, okay? So
Yes,
if you
much.
have the Seagate, the USB Seagate to put all your documents in there, put all your
Even in my
documents in there.
Google Drives is still full. It's also full. So this
So,
says it's full
yeah.
storage.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so if you have that, you have you need,
What about OneDrive?
yeah, OneDrive.
OneDrive, it says also it's coming to be full. You know
What
what?
did
Because
you do? What
everything that I
documents
wrote,
do you have?
since from Genesis, I wrote down everything, our studies in Genesis in the,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, and also all the files and the
What-
photos.
Watch
But
this.
you have-
Watch this. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
That's in docs.google.com.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Google Docs, but watch this. Let me see if I can find it.
But if you cannot afford to buy, you need to.
Don't talk for 1 second, Janet. I want to show you something. I rap on this paper. What could you say about that? Wait, hold on. Can you see me freestyle? I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna make these girls smile as they know that it's my style. Hopefully they can see that they can use this for their stories and know that it's not to bore me. No, it's for God's glory. See, you could use this when you're making your lesson. No need to be stressing. No need to be guessing. You can do this on your phone or even on app. It doesn't matter. You can just go on back and retract. You can make your descriptive summary like this orally, then come back and do it all back. See, I don't know. I'm just flowing. So yeah.
Can I talk Tagalog too?
Yes.
So how can I do that? On my computer. Okay. Send the link, please.
Tell me
Let's-
something to say in Tagalog.
Mahal na mahal kita.
All right. Mahal na mahal kita, asawa ko. It doesn't know my words, but anyway.
Yeah, all right. Mahal na mahal kita song.
It's because I'm so slang.
Yeah, you're so slang. Oh,
But
that's
anyway,
cool.
so you can use that. You can use this as well.
And then
What
And then
what is this
to
app?
save.
It's
This is Google Documents. So Google
Google
Docs. Google Docs.
Google Docs. So send the link.
All you do is you go to tools and you type in voice typing. And you get to
Oh.
there.
Wow, see, learning. Okay. I'm learning in that process. And then how you can save.
It saves automatically, I
Let's
think.
find it. Google Docs.
Do you
it's-
have that?
you can use it on your phone. You don't need to download it or anything. It's already just online.
Oh, Google Docs.
Also,
okay.
everybody can see it.
No, everybody can't see it. Not unless you share it. You can bring
Oh,
editors.
because you
and-
are okay. That's your Google Drive. Google. Okay. Oh, that's cool, and that's free, right?
Yes, it's free.
When you say something and then make it bold through speak, you cannot.
Google Drive.
No,
Yeah, it's a Google.
Google Docs.
Will you
What I
please,
mean, Google Docs.
will you please send in the group, please, so that we can know, and then we just open it there from there. Thank you.
Google Docs. I know. My gosh, you're so slang.
Sorry, my mouth hurts.
My
So,
goodness.
yeah, will you?
That's
Yeah,
why I cannot found it.
yeah. Ducks.
Docs. I thought it's Google Dots.
Google Docs.
I got it here.
You have there?
So and then
That's fair. I am not in my computer.
and then I just search. I just put.
in document editor.
Oh, okay, this one. So I need to press the blank like that.
There's
If I
the
make
blank.
a new, if I make a new
You're so
file.
slung. What?
So if I make a new files, I need to press the blank.
Yeah, a new file. Yes, a blank.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Now I had more documents to save it here.
That's only for the layman seminary, so that it will not be.
So wait, how did you do that? Being you don't
Name
need
your
to write
with layman seminary, so that you know where to go.
the voice.
Oh, the voice. Okay, watch.
Wait,
What?
I haven't been there. Okay,
So you go to Google Docs. All right.
okay.
Then blank.
The blank. I'm so excited.
You're so slang.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do Philemon there, and then just show us sharing screen. Oh,
And then yeah, I got there.
yeah, and then
Go to tools, but it's still loading.
okay.
Even the
Okay.
toes are so slang.
So where is it? Normal text.
Tools and go
Where
to
did you?
and voice
oh,
typing.
Voice. Okay, okay.
Again.
Tools, voice typing.
Go
Okay.
to the tools
Tools
and
and voice
voice
typing.
typing. Okay,
Thank you
try
so
to
much.
yourself there. Share your screen.
Thank you for
And then
giving me
click to
this.
play.
Oh,
Play. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Oh my God, this is
So
very
this
good.
this allows you to, you know how I had y'all close your eyes? If y'all
Yeah,
want, you can-
guys, you can do that.
this passage is talking about da 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 da. And you can go in and say, okay, I like that. Let me go back and reread it. Oh, let me use this other step that Charlie taught me. Let me put contrast. Let me put descriptive, you know, whatever. And
You
just
just talk.
yeah, you just be creative to it.
Sis
Okay.
Lisa, will you try to do your over there to say in Tagalog if it's Tagalog, reading
Okay.
Tagalog?
So
Do it.
wait a minute. Even if we don't need to save it and just make it send a copy to someone.
Well, I think where this saves it is actually on Google Drive.
Oh, it's automatically saved.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
But if you just want to save it, just go right here.
Yeah, it says download.
it's
Go to the
download.
file and it says download.
Yeah,
Even if
you
we
can
don't-
download it, but if you want to save it, yeah, it automatically saves. See, it says last edit was seconds ago. So it's automatically saving. As long as you're signed into Google.
Okay. Yeah.
Sign in Google. So will you get last edited 1 second ago? So will you find that what you just wrapped earlier?
What it I deleted that.
You can delete
Say
also.
you here, let's call it a name.
Okay.
Let's call it testing 1. Okay. So you
Okay.
got to star, move it, or see document status. Okay, print.
Okay.
So anyway, let me go this way. Back to Google Docs, the main page. All right.
Oh, I
so-
have also Google Drive in my phone. But
Yeah.
I haven't used it.
No, but it's synced to your
It's all
Google Drive and
connected. It's
computer.
all
It's all
synced.
connected.
Oh my God, that's why it says it's full. You know what? It's too unfair that now that you need to pay if your storage is you're out of storage.
Yeah, so I can't show
Yeah,
it right now.
Google are really making money with
Huh?
for people.
Huh?
I can't show it right now
Oh.
without going into my Google Drive, but y'all will experiment with it and I can send you videos about that. But anyway,
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, how about Yahoo's? Yahoo's is not used.
Stop sharing. Why?
Janet, I'm not sharing.
So, why is this?
Huh? What is this?
Oh, no. Here. The problem is here. You are not sharing. And then I can see that. And really, thank you so much. Even though I
Yeah,
studied even
really.
many years ago, but I keep on learning until now. I have something,
Okay.
No,
learn.
actually, we really need more time to spend with Charles because we learn from Charles.
Yeah,
And
and look at
I'm so happy that I have Google Docs. I have Google Dots.
You're so
My
funny.
goodness.
Yeah, so do it in Philemon and show that to us next
Yeah, and
time.
I
Yeah,
can
just
only skip.
experiment, have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're gonna upload this to the group so Rowena can see it, this video, so she didn't miss anything.
My goodness, it's
But our
been
videos is so
2
messed up
hours.
because you keep on chatting down.
It's okay, she can fast forward it, she'll figure it out.
Get connected, you make it.
But we if y'all get personal time to meet with her,
Yeah, Lisa
find
will be like,
out what she
explain.
thinks, what was helpful, what was confusing, what we need to go
Yeah.
over in more detail, that way
Yeah.
she gets the full benefit of being here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she can, she can learn the Bible by herself. like what we are doing, you know. But you are far more knowledgeable than her with our lesson, Lisa, because you are active doing it. Maybe that's
Because I
why.
can't sleep without.
Well, sometimes what happens, and we don't know exactly what she's doing right now, why she's not able to be here with us. But one of the issues
No,
is,
she just messaged me.
oh,
Her employer is just needs her.
okay,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
all right.
that's
She's supposed to
So,
be
off
what
day.
to go in,
If-
but yeah.
if you can get her to do some homework, like you did,
Like
Lisa.
Lisa's
Now, homework
assignment.
is optional and there's no stress, but if she
No, I think
really
for your
enjoys
Rena.
it, if she really enjoys it, you know, then
Yeah,
go
she
for it.
is.
I just,
Yeah.
because sometimes what happens is people get overwhelmed and they stop coming to study, and we don't want that. We want people to feel comfortable. We want people
Yeah.
learning but challenged at the same time.
But
And all you
yeah,
got to do is be honest and say, hey, this is difficult. This is too hard. I'm not getting this. Like, okay, we'll try something else. You know,
yeah, but
that's
you
not
know
a
what?
problem.
Yeah. In this study, if you have a willing heart, you don't get tired.
Right. You don't get
Yeah, I
tired.
agree.
You might
Yeah.
still get confused, but
Even if you have a short time of sleep, as long as you have time with God, as long as spend time with
Yeah, but taking care of your body is also necessary.
yeah.
Yes.
But I know I'm beautiful.
Yeah, sure you are. You are a child of God.
No, just kidding.
No, you
No one
are.
says that, huh? I tell you seriously, honestly. No one tells me
You
that.
are the most
Okay.
beautiful creature.
No, don't say that because even my mother
You're you.
don't told me. I only believe my mother.
Really, huh?
it's all right. I always told Janet she's beautiful, and she didn't believe me until I married her.
Yeah, because he just saying that so that I can marry him, but until she keep on, he keep
Yeah.
on
Or
saying
maybe for me, I will believe if someone put a ring on here. I have a very big finger.
Well, maybe eventually, whenever you are brave to put this on YouTube, maybe someone will see.
Wait.
And then
you are not- you are not-
Riza's application, how to find a biblical husband, will come into play.
Yeah, people can see that, what Risa said earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you said that now. So maybe that's application for what Risa said earlier. Finding
I
husband.
forgot what did you say earlier.
No, the one that Charlie said.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, thank you so much for this
Yep.
wonderful time and really having fun and learning and a lot. Wow,
Cool.
this is
Yeah.
priceless.
yeah, and also practicing if you really want to go to the seminary as you desire, because you need to build outside the seminary first, so that when you get inside, you are prepared.
Yeah,
Because you're just wasting.
Yeah, I know
you
it's
just-
really
the stuff I'm teaching you is the same stuff that they teach in seminary at a
Yeah.
certain level. I just have taught it in certain ways. Like, for example, if I'm teaching someone how to do sermon preparation or Sunday school lessons, or you'll see, I mean, as you go deeper and deeper, you'll see, oh, we already know that. Yeah, because that's why we were preparing in that way. So you
Yeah.
can go as deep as you want to go, or as the Lord is leading you to go. So
Yeah, and then next time you'll be willing to post on YouTube, that much better, so that if people can, oh, she's
yeah,
in there.
because I have my own channel